Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your 2017 Astro-Tarot forecast. My name is Charlotte from Astrology.com, and we'll be talking about what the stars have in store for you this year in 2017, and also be asking for some guided messages from Spirit through the cards. I want to talk first about the 4 eclipses that are going to really redefine and shape your life this year. And we have 2 eclipses coming in Leo, one in Aquarius, and one in Pisces. And so the prominent influence that will be in your life is really about travel, publishing, writing, internet-related activities. It can be about banking institutions or working with humanitarian organizations. This talks a lot about faith and insight. And also, there seem to be some changes that will be taking place in your home. Maybe you're moving home, maybe you're traveling, you're going to be away from home, maybe you're traveling to view family, maybe you're traveling to go back to a home. But these are all prominent influences in your life. So with the cards, what I want to do is start to create a picture showing the first part of the year and how that leads into the second part of the year. So as we go along the way, I'll talk about the planets and their influences, and also the messages here that I'm getting from Spirit. So the first part of the year was really about you trying to straighten out your finances. I think a lot of you got caught up in the Mercury retrograde that took place on December the 19th, and it was conjunct Pluto. And this was a long-term influence. It was kind of an icky influence. And it really brought a lot of hardship to people, especially the first half of January, because there was actual Grand Cross that formed in the sky. So as you get ready to move into the last part of January, there's a new moon that takes place in Aquarius, and this opens up sort of a new financial pathway for you. But at this time, Mercury is really just coming out of the shadow and getting started, meaning that your communication process is really just starting to pick up by the end of January. And you're still trying to work yourself out of a slump. Trying to really gain all of your mental faculties back in some way. And also trying to make headway in your relationships. Mercury is the ruler of Sagittarians' relationships. And when Mercury retrogrades, it tends to bring a lot of arguments and reviewing. And things brought up from the past. So you may still be working through that as February begins. But the big deal is coming in February, around the 10th or 11th. There will be a lunar eclipse, which is a culmination. The lunar eclipse takes place at 22 degrees of Leo. And it is going to highlight your 9th house. So maybe you're wrapping up a publishing project. You're wrapping up something academically. The 9th house covers school and education, and definitely any type of learning experience that broadens our knowledge in some way. So by sort of you had this slump where you're worrying about money, and then all of a sudden you're, or maybe you're out to make money and you're seeing some obstacles there, but definitely an emotional situation that may kind of be a major marker for you take place by February 10th, 11th, somewhere through there. So this is probably a positive influence for you. Maybe you've gotten a new project, or you've made it through a hardship in a project, or maybe just some uneven energy there, but you Sagittarius have found a way to plow through. A lot of the other signs had difficulty with this type of energy, but with this being mainly a fire eclipse, and definitely contacting some other planets like Saturn in your sign, this is something that you're able to work through and come up with a solution for. Now there's a second eclipse in February, and this eclipse takes place on February the 26th, and it is a solar eclipse in Pisces. And for you, this is a brand new beginning in your home life. Now, this eclipse can oppose your 10th house. It does oppose your 10th house of career. So I think you're going to have to find a balance there between home and family and career. The eclipse is conjunct Neptune, meaning there's going to be a lot of foggy things take place. You may have leaks within the house. Neptune rules all fluids and gases. So definitely take a look around the house. Make sure that you don't have any appliances that are leaking liquid in any way. Make sure that there isn't anything to do with fire and water together, because on that same day as the eclipse, Mars will conjunct Uranus. and this will take place in your third house. So it's like all of a sudden something surprising, surprising communication comes in. Somewhere around February the 26th. Sometimes it's going to take place a few days before, definitely up to a month afterward, and it takes about 6 months of adjustment. So just remember that something big is happening in your home and family, and there is surprise communication. So maybe there is a surprise trip in store. Maybe communication comes in that requires you to travel with your family, or requires you to be at home, or a family member needs your assistance. And so you want to be prepared for that around February the 26th. But like I said, it can happen in the week before and up to a month afterwards, and definitely takes 6 months of adjustment. And so looking at this first part of the year, I'm going to get into some more planetary stuff in a minute, but by the cards, when we're looking, I want to add what Spirit has to say here, and I want to get a clearer message from Spirit about some underlying factors that may be just for you, and that is the people here listening to this video. There seems to be something that hasn't been fixed. It needs some resolvement. This situation may involve money. It may involve a money payout. It may involve a resource for your finances. And a lot of this has to do with publishing, writing, or going back to school. This may involve something to do with another person, or maybe a collab project where you are, sort of writing and learning with another person and trying to find out a solution in order to make money. For some of you, this is going to have to do with school. A lot of you Sages are back in school, or just beginning college for you young Sages. During the first part of the year, you're trying to find really a way to make it through with your goals and plans and dreams involving your academic pursuits, and still feeling like there are other choices maybe that you're missing in some way. Or, sometimes we can get a little down on ourselves and feeling, just impatient, and you're ready for that payout, you're ready for that reward, you're ready to move on to the next level, and just feeling like it's just taken forever for things to really progress. And same thing goes if you have a writing or publishing project. For some of you, there's actually going to be an actual opportunity. I would say that opportunity would definitely come, I would say around March time frame. Now, for everybody, that's going to be different, but that's just what I'm getting here. Maybe between March and July is my understanding, and looking at the cards and thinking about the astrological days. But there's this, I think there's going to be a waiting period of, again, there's an impatient position that you're taking. You're taking that stance, and you're ready to go after whatever it is that you are looking for, whether it's academics, publishing, writing, some sort of project you have, acting, your website, internet-related activity, social media, and you still feel like you're stalled. That's the feeling that I'm getting from the cards. There's definitely one opportunity here. So maybe you've got money coming in. Maybe this is from a loan or taxes, or this is a new job offer, but it's feeling like there's a lot of unknowns about the future that are arising here. And also a need to balance your income. It's like maybe you're spending too much, Sag. You're getting yourself all hyped up about everything's going to be okay, and I don't really need to plan for the future because something else is going to happen. I know you guys have a lot of optimism. I could sure use it sometimes. But you also have Saturn in your sign right now, and Saturn is trying to teach you to be, more stable. It's trying to teach you to be responsible. It's trying to teach you how to take charge in a situation, how to stand on your own 2 feet, how to come into your own. And when we have Saturn in our sign, once Saturn leaves, it's in there for about 2.5 years, depending on the transit. But it's going to leave this year in December. And if you do the work with Saturn, Sag, it's going to leave you a gift on the doorstep. So mainly this is about you kind of wanting to be lazy. You want to go to sleep here. You don't really want to go after these things. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you just, you're impatient, and you're wanting to pursue other things. But this is saying, you know, the message that I'm getting here is I see this attitude going on with you, but the message of Saturn is to stick to what you're doing. You've got to have confidence in what you're doing, that there's going to be an award come at the end for this, all of this, you know, detailed oriented work that you're having to do that just is so boring to you, and it's not very much fun, is it? You don't want to deal with the details. You're the visionary. You want to dive right into it. You know what you're talking about. You want to get it done. But Saturn's saying, no, I'm trying to teach you a lesson here. And everything is about divine timing as well. So you're not going to get your way. You're not going to just rush into something the way that you want to, or finish something up. You can't go from point A to point Z without putting the work in, Sag. You can't do it. You can't, with Saturn in your sign, it's not a get famous overnight. It's not let me have the college degree the next day. This is about really taking the time to look at the details and do the work. About the middle of the year, so this first part of the year, I really see that there are some challenges, but there's some money coming in for you, and this money may have to do, it may promote or allow you, that's the word I'm looking for, allow you to travel. But I think that this traveling may have to do with home and family by the eclipses and looking at them. So this travel definitely could come in the end of February into March. And I just want to see where we're at to get a feel for the middle of the year. Okay, so there is a job opportunity coming. We have two aces here. There's a new way. There's a new opportunity coming. And it's coming about the middle of the year. So I want to jump forward just a minute and talk about the middle of the year so that I can bring this into perspective. So the middle of the year, we're going to have two more eclipses, one August the 7th and one August the 21st. So you can imagine the whole month of August is going to be a time of change. It's going to be a time of instability. There's going to be a lot of different things coming your way. And so there's a lunar eclipse, August the 7th, at 15 degrees of Aquarius. And this falls in your third house of communication, short trips, travel. So probably right before, like I said, lunar eclipses, they usually take place right before the eclipse. So you're going to have a couple of weeks before that. So maybe late July into, by August the 7th, you probably have taken a trip. And like I said, this is in Aquarius. And then there is a solar eclipse right after that, August the 21st. And this is at 29 degrees of Leo, and this falls in your ninth house of long distance travel, communication, publishing, writing, production. It also covers banking. It covers areas of faith. It covers areas of higher learning, academics, astrology, anything that brings enlightenment. And so I think that there is definitely going to be some travel coming up for you in the month of August, maybe as early as late July. And I think that what we're seeing here is this opportunity presenting itself in the middle of the year. That's definitely summertime. It's definitely, June to August to September time frame, somewhere in through there. So there may be this opportunity to travel that comes up then. And for some of you, this is, you're going to have to keep your feet grounded in your academics and doing the hard work of doing the details, also in managing your money. And it just feels like you're reaching for enlightenment, but there's this sort of pause that takes place after this summer. It's like a little waiting period comes up. But there's a celebratory mood here. And so now, before we jump into summer, what happens after summer, I want to skip back and let you know that there is a Venus retrograde taking place March the 6th through April 15th. Now, if you don't know what a Venus retrograde is, Venus is the planet of love and money. And there's a certain time, about every 18 months, where Venus appears to move backwards in the sky. And what we feel here on Earth in our consciousness is a review of our relationships and our finances. And depending on what sector of your chart that Venus falls in, you're going to really experience some type of review, not only in romance or relationships, rather in money, but also in that area that Venus is going to highlight. And for you this year, Venus is going to retrograde in Aries. And so this is going to really talk about your 5th house of romance, creativity, projects, children. So you may have an idea or an old relationship that comes back during that time. I'm not really seeing relationships coming back right here so far during that time. So this may be a project that you need to review, or you may get a second chance at a project. The thing that I would tell you during this time, and let me again tell you these dates, you need to write them down, March the 6th through April the 15th. But I'm going to tell you that energy is not going to clear out. It's going to be active from the end of February, and it's not going to clear out until June. So the best thing that you can do is not to start any new projects during this time. If you can absolutely help it, do not start any new creative projects during this time. Don't start any new romances during this time. Now this is a good energy for reviewing past romances, but not for initiating new ones, because Venus retrogrades tend to have the opposite effect. Once the retrograde's over, it's like all of a sudden whatever you thought you wanted and whatever looked good and looked appealing and pleasing to you and what you thought maybe have been a good financial deal, all of a sudden leaves a sour taste in your mouth. All of a sudden you get new information. You gain a clearer perspective. All of a sudden your taste even change. This is the kind of like the one night stand syndrome, except it lasts like 3 months. So like all of a sudden you find yourself you're in a new relationship with someone during a Venus retrograde. And when the retrograde's over, you're like, oh gosh, this person is, what in the world am I doing? I mean, who is that? And so that's the kind of influence it has. So once again, from the end of February through June, no new relationships, no major purchases. Try not to sign any contracts for money during that time. I know that's hard for a lot of people, but I can guarantee you, if you start something new like that during the time, you're going to regret it later. Trust me. I've lived and learned. You just can't do that. And you can read, you can Google it. Nothing good comes out of a Venus retrograde if you're trying to start something new. This is the time to review. Let's see. Okay, so from the end of the year, from summer, so during that retrograde time, I see that maybe you do have a few illusions here. And I think this is really going to be wrapped around school, and it may be even government organizations. If you teach government classes, if you have legal matters that are directly related with education, maybe student loans. There's just a lot of things here that can really get turned around and messed up. So you want to be careful during that Venus retrograde. I think there are solutions available, but there are definitely some obstacles coming up in this creative project, academic, travel, pursuit. So, and some of you may be going to court for some type of reason. Let me try to see if I can pull this out and see what this is. So here you are, the Fool. And the Fool just means that you're very optimistic. You're ready to start something new, but you're having a hard time making a choice here. And so these choices do seem to be surrounding academics, publishing, travel, legalities, faith. Some of you may just, again, go back to what I said. You really feel like there might be a new opportunity, but you're just very unsure about it. And you're unsure of how this is going to progress over the summertime, because summertime is going to present the new opportunity. So you need to definitely balance your money here and prepare for whatever this is over the summer, because this is showing that things are kind of up in the air and things may take longer. They may be delayed. Things may take longer than what you expected, especially in matters related to career and money. So definitely, you want to plan wisely if you are traveling this summer. And there's sort of a very passionate influence. If you know a person, this could actually be you. And this is the King of Ariel. So this could be, a very stable person who is influential, who has the gift of gab, who is powerful in some way, so he is successful, and he is traveling for this new opportunity. So again, I think this could be you traveling. I want to see what the Hanged Man is about. Oh, I see. Okay, so the relationships are kind of coming forward now. I don't see a lot here in regards to relationships for you. Like I have the other signs, I swear they have turned into love readings. So this is about the second half of the year. And it's like you've pulled back, you've experienced some type of heartache. There's been this waiting period on a relationship. Like you've been waiting for something to regenerate maybe, or to find a solution, or to move forward in a relationship. And so not only are your career pursuits taking longer than necessary, there seems to be a hang-up with one relationship in particular. And the Three of Swords are here, which means it's heartbreak. Sometimes this can talk about extramarital affairs. This can talk about three people involved in a love triangle. And then this shows that, you know, things are going on behind the scenes, or you've had to pull away because of this either love triangle, or you've had your heart broken in some way. Something may not work out exactly like you've planned with this new opportunity, this new adventure that you're going on. And I'll let you get a better look at this card. One time when I was, I use these cards a lot. And this is my second deck. I wore out the first deck. But this was an amazing opportunity that showed up for me. And I kept getting these cards. I'm going to show it to you. And it shows a woman who's surrounded. There's mountains in the background. There's actually a building up on the mountain. And there's a river that runs through everything. And so I actually ended up getting an internship for my clinical, for the clinical that I needed in Hawaii. And it was in a setting very much like this. So if you can think about the imagery here and how this could apply to you, maybe in your travels with the mountainous background, this new area, it seems to offer a sense of freedom, but yet belonging. Maybe that's something that you're looking forward to this summer. And so it's going to, either there's something that you're going to encounter there that can bring about this sense of heartache and really have you in a reflective state of mind, or there's an actual heartache going on. And then we have the Knight of Swords. You know, of course, this is with this energy. And the Knight of Swords rushes in. I just drew this card. This is talking about kind of like marital bliss, but it doesn't have to be marital bliss. This is just like the most love that you can experience. And so it's like you're feeling this heartache, or you're reminiscing about something. This is about summertime, or right after summer. And it pushes you to rush towards this most love you've ever felt, this divinely blissful union. This could be a soulmate energy coming in, and you're ready to just, you know, drop everything and go. And underneath it, we have the Nine of Cups. So you're ready. You're wanting to offer love. You're wanting to offer a new type of love. And this is a very romantic influence. This guy is the knight on the white horse. He's rushing in to save everything, but he's kind of, in some cases, emotionally immature. He's not the older version of the hero, or what I call the rescuer. Everybody's looking for someone to come in and rescue them in love and really show them what love is all about, and everything have, you know, this sort of romantic air, and come in with the truth and tell someone how wonderful they are, how much that you love them, and profess their love. This is what this is about. This is the beginning seeds of a newfound relationship, or one that you're willing to start again. Some of you are feeling like you just don't have enough. There's a sense like you've accomplished a lot, but you're trying to get it going again. You're trying to get that passion back again. And for some of you, this may be because there's a lack of support by a partner or within a relationship, and you're feeling like you're alone in some regard, like you're working through all of these things alone, and you're looking for someone to save you and say, hey, this is going to be okay and everything's going to work out. You got to have faith, right? Down here we have the Emperor card, and I'm going to place a card on top of it because I'm not real sure how the Emperor, okay. So, Sagittarius, you're turning into a love reading. And we're getting the relationship perspective. So, it looks like kind of like you get to bypass some of that Venus retro energy that goes, you know, from the end of February. And I'll say it lasts all the way till June. It actually only lasts, let me repeat, it only lasts from March 6th to April 15th. That's the gist of it. But that relationship is, the shadow starts before in February and it really doesn't end until May, and I will give it to June to clear out. And that may have you, you know, reviewing your relationship or thinking back to an old flame. But what I really see as far as you being willing to move forward in relationships and really wanting that change and wanting to re-experience the romantic, adventurous opportunities. It's coming at the end of the year. I'm going to show you these cards together, the ones that I just pulled. And this is the Chariot, which is, you know, really about career accolades. And it's also about making a choice. You can see that the driver is, he has 2 horses attached, and one is a white horse and one is a black horse. And so he's trying to weigh his options as he's moving forward with his career, as he's racing towards the future, because he's going very quickly. By this time, he's made a decision. You've made a decision. And what you've made a decision about is love. You've made a decision to grow closer with one person. To put all of the obstacles aside that have had to do with career, that have had to do with home and family, that have had to do with feeling like you weren't supported, that your heart has been broken at times, that you experience loneliness at times. And so this person could actually be, that comes in, they could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or else you're presenting that type of energy to another person. And then behind this I have the Emperor. The Emperor is, he's the patriarchal figure. But he's more than that. He's the authority figure. He's the king. He knows how to rule. He knows how to take charge. He knows how to take the lead. He knows what the other people need and what they want, and he's willing to go the distance to provide all of those things. And so we see you willing to rush in here. Willing to rush in, because not because you're a fool rushing in, but because you have done the work and to make the decision. And here we are, we have you with the relationship, and you taking the lead in this relationship. The other person is not waiting on you. You are moving forward with the relationship. And so I drew this card to go with it. And this is, because I was thinking in my head, well, how did you get here? And this shows that you have had a lot of weary travel. There has been a lot of travel where you have taken all of these things upon yourself, all of these burdens upon yourself, and you have been willing to go the distance here. And so because of this, because you did all of this groundwork and you did all of this planning and all of these academic pursuits and all these publishing pursuits, and because you have been willing to envision that bliss within a relationship, to recognize that you need love and to be ready and willing to rush in towards that love, then we see the actions that you're taking. You're moving towards that love, and you're willing to take the lead. So that's really beautiful, Sagittarius. And also, on more of a mundane level, these cards right here could mean that by, October to December time frame, you're actually traveling. Some of you will be moving. I know that for a fact. But others of you will be traveling, and you may be traveling with your romantic partner, or you may be at a distance from someone, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Why did I put that person off? This was who I wanted to be with. I'm going for this person. Some of you single Sagittarius may feel that way. I'm going for this person, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm not letting anything get in my way. Jupiter, which is your ruling planet, has been in Libra all year. And it has been expanding your circle, your groups and people that you're involved in, maybe your co-workers, all these people that you are in contact with on a daily basis. Some of these people are academic related. Some of these people are at a distance. Some of these people share the same faith with you. And your faith has also been growing. This is a huge influence for your faith to grow through learning from other people and through learning from your friendships. And so you're still going to have this influence until October. So Jupiter is actually retrograde from February the 6th to June the 9th. But in June the 9th, all of a sudden, or not all of a sudden, but you'll begin to feel very much more optimistic about the future. So even if you have some delays there during the summer, or you're feeling heartache or whatever, you are beginning to become more spiritually aware through your endeavors with other people, and learning to have faith, and learning to be the grown-up in your friendships, and connecting with people who can really help grow your faith. But once October rolls around, Jupiter is going to be in your 12th house. And the 12th house is all about spirituality. It can cover illness, mental illness. It's about being alone and almost wanting to be alone there. It's almost like you need some downtime. And so I see you, it's also covers secrets. So maybe you grow through something that you kept secret in private. Maybe you are really, I think you're really going to expand your spirituality. You're really going to get closer to God or the higher power, whatever you believe. You're going to realize that there is really only a veil of consciousness between the spiritual and physical world. And you're going to really be open to communicating with Spirit to guide you towards a happier, more sustainable future. And I think that that is going to permeate even through your relationships. You're going to realize that life is so precious, and you may not be ready for this message right now, but maybe you're watching this later in the year, and you can begin to understand how delicate our health is, how delicate the physical body is, and how important it is to have people to support us when we are experiencing hardships and hard times. And you're also going to be more altruistic. You're going to have like this feeling of, you know, awakening and really wanting to help other people, and really feeling the spirit of generosity, begin to encompass everything you do. And this is not about, I told people a long time ago, I used to do all of this stuff, to raise money, to help other people. And all my life I volunteered. And several years ago, I experienced some type of illness, and it lasted for quite some time. And it made me realize that altruism and humanitarianism is not about raising money for people all the time. It's about actually, just having good thoughts and praying for people. It's about actually going forward and being willing to do the daily work of being there for someone, of taking meals to people, to the elderly, of going to the nursing home, of taking gifts to people with children in need, of taking people back and forth to school. We're talking about people on an everyday basis that need assistance, and they don't have anyone to turn to. And that's what Jupiter in the 12th house is really going to teach you about. But it's also going to be about working behind the scenes and maybe coming up with this creative. Maybe you're working on a secret project with someone, and you're able to really sit back and create this spiritual holograph. I don't know why I'm getting that message, but this sort of creation that only you and another person can create through some type of spiritual connection. Maybe this is one of your guides, and you're actually working with your guide to create something that you're going to use later for publishing, acting, writing, academics. For some of you, you're going to experience in the beginning a feeling of loneliness, and it takes a minute to get used to planets in the 12th house. But also, if you have any medical problems, Jupiter offers a lot of protection, as you know, since it's your ruling planet. And that protection is going to come for you. So if you have an underlying health issue and you haven't been able to really, get a good diagnosis, or you didn't realize that you had this health problem, Jupiter is going to gently help you find the right doctor, get the right diagnosis, and have the medical procedure that you need. And like I said, that's going to last from October all the way through until the summer of 2018. Saturn is going to move into your second house in December. So as you're doing all of this stuff, as you're, making your way with these career endeavors, I can tell you that as you're wrapping up the end of the year, you're feeling more like maybe you want to cling to this relationship over here and really have someone that you can lean upon, someone that loves you, that has, always been there unconditionally for you. You're wanting to cling on to that. And maybe that is this happy family life here, or maybe this is that soulmate person that you need to run to, when things get bad, that only they can understand you. So I think you're moving towards a more private concept, but also with Saturn moving into your second house, you're going to start to experience some financial difficulties, and that's going to last for about 2.5 years, Sag. I'm sorry to tell you that, but this is going to be more about Saturn teaching you to balance your money, to really offer a restrictive point, and it's going to be a heavy energy, I have to tell you, because what we are approaching is a major planetary influence due to take place January 2020. But what happens is the Saturn is moving into Capricorn, where Pluto already is. And Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, which began to radically change everyone's life. It caused a lot of hardship, a lot of tension, especially if you have cardinal signs in your chart: Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, or Libra. So it began to create this sort of tense, life-changing, transformative, even death happened for a lot of people and within their families. It was the death of an old way of thinking. And if you've noticed, society in general has become more private with Pluto in Capricorn, because we're finding that there's a lot of lessons to have in being alone and being our own person alone. And so with Saturn moving in that area for you, this is about transforming your finances. And now you have Saturn moving in there also. So you may have experienced this, change in how you were getting income, or your lifestyle, and how you were, what resources you had available to you. And now Saturn's moving in there to say maybe you don't have those anymore. And you're going to have to find new ways. Once again, you're going to have to find new ways to make money, and to find a new system, a new monetary income source to rely on. And it's also going to transform your self-esteem, because you're not going to be used to that energy there. But hopefully with Saturn in the first house, you're beginning to really understand what responsibility is. And then the next thing is you're going to have to learn to be responsible with your money. And then after that, after 2020, then you're going to be able to experience some of the lighter stuff. And I really see it getting better from there out, Sagittarius. I hope I didn't call you a Capricorn a while ago. But anyway, so this year is not only you looking for your dreams and goals, what I've just told you makes it that much more important for you to solidify, to nail down any plans that you have, and they have got to have a solid foundation. You need that solid foundation of money, because come December, you're going to start to face those hardships, and you may be dealing with helping a lot of people who are sick, and learning how to, give to other people with Jupiter there in your 12th house. So you really want to think about the people who are going to be there for you. Don't get too wrapped up in these heartbreaks. If you have to make a change in a relationship, I don't see a lot of Sagittarians making changes in relationships this year, unless you have like an Aquarius or Leo ascendant. Then I would say maybe you will be, or you're married to an Aquarius or Leo. But to me, this message is really with what the stars are saying. The stars are saying changes are coming, and they are saying those changes are going to involve they're going to require you to travel. They're going to require you to be enlightened in some way. They are going to require your home and family to maybe restructure itself. Maybe you're moving your home and family. Maybe your family is having to deal with you traveling a lot. The way you present yourself to the world, your voice is changing. And all of these things are going to require very detailed and hard work, says Saturn in your sign. And by October, you're going to be ready to, by summer, you're going to be ready to take up a new opportunity, but that may take a while. And during this time, you're really going to be thinking back to what your vision is of bliss. Like, what is your vision of happiness here on earth? And you're going to be thinking back to one relationship, or, you know, you're going to be allowing yourself to become closer to one of your important relationships. It could be a soulmate, and you're ready to take the reins, and you're ready to move forward, not only with your career, but with your relationships. And you know that there are going to be tough times coming, but you're willing to take those steps to create this new lifestyle that will begin to evolve over 2018. And so my best advice here is that please do not start a new relationship during the Venus retrograde. Don't buy anything expensive. Again, from late February to June, please do not do it. And also, save money. Save money this year. I see you taking some chances, and there's some trips that are probably going to cost money, but you have really, by that second part of the year, you're going to need that money. And by the time December rolls around, you're going to be feeling, you know, really that you need, that, you know, if you don't save money, you're going to be wishing you would have, Sag. That's all I have to say. Scorpio has been experiencing this, you know, difficulty with finances, or changing in finances, or feeling like the finances are restricted. And then now you're going to be bringing this energy forward. Also, I'm going to see what the Oracle cards have to say right quick. So I want to kind of see where these pockets of energy are, and I know where the cards are here. So I'm going to, first part of the year. Okay. So this is really talking about using your creativeness to look deeper into something. There's something that you're missing. You're able to make progress in all of your academics and travel pursuits and creative endeavors, but this is maybe your writing, publishing. But there's some choices that you have to make here, and I think in order to find those solutions, you really need to look deeper and try to come up with some different solutions. Okay, so the middle of the year is this career endeavor that I was telling you about with the girl with the mountain in the background, this rugged terrain. This is really new beginnings. Like I said, this was the picture that I had. I was actually living in Puerto Rico and didn't realize that this picture I kept getting over and over with this new career opportunity was going to take place in Hawaii. So for you, this could be, maybe you're going to Hawaii. I don't know. Maybe you're leaving Hawaii. And I was thinking about my daughter there, but you're going to really find a new opportunity to get moving and to get shaken with career and lifestyle and maybe home moves. And this is talking about self-acceptance. And I really love this card, even though it's like very faded and I've used these cards forever. The self-acceptance card is about coming to terms with not only who you are as a person, but what you look like, how you appear to other people. And we live in a society that just wants perfection all the time, right? People are always looking for perfection, and they tend to lose sight of people who are less than perfect. They forget, you know, it's like a house. You want a house with good character and charm. And everything is not so great when it's perfect, right? And so you have all of these little quirks about yourself, Sag, and all of these little gifts about yourself. You have to realize how beautiful they are in the whole perspective of everything. And you need to be self-confident as you move forward with these new projects and these new career opportunities and these new lifestyle goals and opportunities, and get ready for that new beginning. And then at the end of the year, so when I get this card here, I get this card, and of course for me, I always hear the phrase, listen to your heart. And so this end of the year is about relationships. And this is about thinking about those who are really the most important to you? Are you ready to move forward with matters of the heart? And you are. I know you are. There's the playfulness card, and this talks about children, and it also talks about playfulness and romance. So I think that you're really, and here's the marriage card. So maybe if you are a married Sag, this is about finding that romance again with your children and your family, and really, you're kind of maybe moving to this more quiet phase of your life, or you're ready just to think about these things. You're ready to think about what's important. And definitely, I feel a lot of family vibes here. And you're ready to focus on your marriage and try to get that, in a healthy place. Sometimes we get off track a little bit, don't we? And we have to rediscover our partner. And yeah, I think this is a very, sort of humble and peaceful, sweet beginning with someone. And if this is not your marriage partner, if you're single, you may be ready to propose to someone towards the end of the year. And I think this is a beautiful sentiment here, Sag, because you've been so busy. And Saturn is leaving your sign in Capricorn. In December when it moves into Capricorn. So you're really going to be ready to just sigh, You're ready to just chill out a minute. And I do think that there are new things coming next year. You're going to have some hardships next year with finances. I can see that right now. But you're also going to, be making or have new opportunities to really work with someone, maybe one relationship in particular. Maybe this marriage card is a partnership for you, and working behind the scenes to really produce something that is going to have a major spiritual effect on people, and will affect your life in a big way. This is all about you working privately with God to get your life towards a different direction. And I'll pull one more card here, and then I'm going to let you go. And let's see what the direction of 2018 is. I'm kind of curious myself. What will the direction of 2018 be for you? Okay. Okay. So if you do have an older relationship, this could be coming back. This is also a card of children, so some of you may be expecting a baby over the next years. And this is the card of hope and the card of Aquarius. And I'm an Aquarius. I love this card. In this particular one, it shows a fairy, and she's sort of creating exactly everything she wants through her own happiness. She's having a great time doing it. But there are some worries here. Some fighting between two people, or having to make a decision, and a lot of tedious tasks, and worrying about finances and complications that come up. So, and feeling, like you're just wanting to be hopeful, and you're wanting these things to go away. But this is energy that you can definitely work through, Sag. So, I think that next year is going to be, every year, we learn from the year past. And so we can only expect better things. We go through good times and hard times. And like I said, I think the financial portion will be the hardest for you next year, and trying to get grounded again, maybe with your home and family, and working to get some of your new wishes off the ground, and maybe working with a special person, a soulmate or partner, to get those things moving for you. So I wish you the best in 2017, Sag. I don't want to keep talking. I want to leave the reading as it is. You have some great things to look forward to. Get through them. Tie down loose ends. Find someone to work on some projects behind the scenes. And look for stability in your family and in romance, because those things are coming on the second half of the year. This summer is really going to change a lot of things, and I think all of this reading will really begin to make sense then. But I wish you the best, Sag, and I'll see you next time. Bye.